Earlier this month, it was announced that the Saints Row reboot was having a public event at the Thunderbird Boutique Hotel in Las Vegas. Since it's only an hour flight from where I live, and being a massive fan of Saints Row the Third's live promotions, I knew this was something I absolutely had to attend. So I bought my plane ticket, took an hour flight, and landed in the City of Sin. This was my first time ever staying in Vegas, and I can say it has given me an added appreciation for Santo Ileso. Volition has clearly done their homework and has captured the sights and sounds of the city quite sufficiently. Anyway, it's time to check out the Saints Row event. Well, actually, they weren't accepting guests till 7 p.m, so I still had a bit of free time on my hands. What to do in Vegas? I'm kidding. I did get some exterior shots of the hotel and called this number listed out front. Let's take a listen.
Well, hello. I know why you are here. We know what you want. Go. Sit on in. Santa will see you in the back.
Oh my. I do appreciate when companies go through the extra trouble of making a number you can call in real life. The last time we saw this for a Saints Row game was Saints Row 4 re-elected. Anyhow, with the weather being 111 degrees, I waited out the remaining time in my hotel. But once 7 p.m. rolled around, it was time to party. When first entering the event, you're greeted with the hotel's newly renovated bar that's been completely decked out Saints Row style. You couldn't look anywhere without seeing concept art, TVs playing trailers, props from the game, and employees wearing tie-dye Santo Ileso shirts. It was all very impressive, but one aspect that brought it all together for me was that they were only playing music from the games. I heard songs from The Mix, Crunch, The Rock FM, and K-12. At the bar, they had a special Santo Ileso cocktail menu. From the London event, I assumed they'd be serving the boss drink, but instead they had a Santeria, Pantero Surprise, and a Saint Sour. The other two big attractions at the bar were these games you could play to win Saints Row merch. One was a claw machine which held exclusive goods like Saints Row themed poker chips, plastic ice cubes, playing cards, keychains, and these cool looking grenades. I must have played this machine 15 times, but I had no luck winning. The other activity was a blackjack table. Finally, my years of gambling in Saints Row 2 has paid off, and I ended up winning quite a few Saints Row goods. Now, as cool as the bar may have been, it was the activities around back that really made this event spectacular.
$20 a photo, my man.
Sorry?
$20 a photo. Bring me a car.
Since the entire hotel was rented out for the occasion, many of the rooms were dedicated to Saints Row themed activities. One room you could put on a collection of wacky clothing, then move on to the next to get your picture taken on a crib-inspired set. Another had the Saints of All Saints background from the Boss Factory, which let you take a 180 photo. The last room was a Rusty Needles of sorts where you can get a non-permanent tattoo. The hotel's royal showroom was set up with 20 computers so guests could check out the Boss Factory. Around 9 p.m. was when a Volition Dev Q&A panel was being held in the showroom. I showed up a bit late, so I wasn't sure if videography was allowed, so sadly I didn't capture much footage. However, I did learn later that a transcript will be made of the QA, so you should be able to read the answers soon if they're not already online as of the making of this video. Anyway, I just wanted to discuss one question that I thought had an intriguing answer. Brian Traficante addressed players' concerns for enemies feeling too bullet spongy. He explained that the Panteros are the only gang that can take extra gunfire since they're primarily melee based. The other two gangs take regular damage, but they make up for it in combat by either fighting in larger numbers or being far more defensive. I really like the idea that each gang has their own unique way to engage in combat. This should hopefully keep firefights from getting too repetitive. After the QA, I was able to chat with Steph, Senior Global Community Manager for Deep Silver. We've been in talks since August, so it's pretty wild to finally meet in person. Though there was still a lot going on, so we only got to chat for a little bit. At this point, I took a little break and tried the tacos from the Chalupa Cabra food truck. Like the London event, I assumed the truck would have the same recipe for the food, but in fact it was quite different. Though, not a bad little taco. When 10 p.m. rolled around, the world's only metal mariachi band, Metalachi, set up and began playing some wild tunes. This was the last big performance of the night, wrapping up at 11:30. From here on, things calmed down quite a bit. People were either heading home or gathering at the bar like myself. I also got to chat with Steph a bit more, but this was around 11:50 when security began asking guests to leave. I was also pretty tired at this point, only having 2 hours of sleep the night prior, so I said my goodbyes and headed back to my hotel. And yeah, that was the Las Vegas Saints Row event. At 5 a.m. the next morning, I was waiting for my taxi back to the airport, and it just happens that a naked crackhead appears out of nowhere and sits next to me before being chased off by a minister. So yeah, pretty much the most Saints Row way possible to end the trip. Overall, I have to say that was one of the best Saints Row experiences I ever had the fortune of attending, and was easily my favorite move the marketing has done so far. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is a little different from the content I'm accustomed to, so I hope at the very least I was able to keep you entertained. And before ending today's video, I'd like to give a super special thanks to my Patreon sponsors: John, Sam Just, Delta, Big G, Dr. Purple Bunny 78, Gabriel Snyder, Fluffy Tail, Pokedex, Specialist Angel Figueroa, and David Snoopy. Like always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.